All right, so what's this portion here? And then here?
Internal.
And here.
External.
Okay. So off external, the first branch.
Superior thyroid.
Superior thyroid. And then the second branch right there. Lingual. And then the third branch right there. And you can also see it here. So this and this are the same. And then the next one is here. Occipital. And the next one here, not on your list, maxillary. And then this one is on your list.
Superficial.
Superficial temporal. Yeah.
Do you have ophthalmic? Ophthalmic?
Not on this one, no. Okay, so you have common carotid, internal, external, superior thyroid, lingual, facial, occipital, maxillary, superficial temporal. And
Is there a T-bar on there or no?
nope,
No.
that's it. 2.
Which ones? Could you point again?
Now, just a thought, but you could probably record with one phone and then share it.
Well, I'm kind of posting it.
Just a thought.
Just letting you guys know.
It's okay.
Need more phones.
Okay, so you have left and right vertebral, and they come together and form this. Basilar, yeah. And then you follow basilar to the very top where it splits, and then those are posterior cerebral. And then you have a little connection that goes from posterior cerebral to internal carotid, and that's this piece here. Posterior communicating. And then from internal carotid, we have this branch right next to the optic nerve, teeny tiny. Ophthalmic. And then not shown here, middle cerebral and anterior cerebral. And because there's no anterior cerebral here, there's no anterior communicating. So we only see half of the circle. We've got the internals, the posterior communicating, and the posterior cerebrals. We're missing anterior cerebral and anterior communicating. And then for the blue, so what is this?
Superior sagittal sinus.
So it comes all the way down to here. And then this one.
Inferior sagittal sinus.
And then connecting inferior sagittal sinus to the confluence is this one, straight sinus. And then here, transverse. And then it eventually dives down, which you can see here, where it goes down.
Sigmoid.
That's sigmoid. If you look at the key, this number 2, they say is sigmoid. But right here is where it starts to turn inward and down. It doesn't go out that far. So if you have to label it something, sigmoid, but it's just not anatomically accurate. And then all the blue up here around the sphenoid.
That's the cavernous.
So you can say cavernous or cavernous sinuses. Yep. And then that's it for sinuses.
Superior sagittal sinus.
And here.
Straight side.
Straight.
Sinus.
It is. And this is confluence here. This vein and artery.
Facial.
That's facial. And this vein and artery. All of this up here. Superficial temporal. This vein and artery. Occipital. And this vein. External jugular. And this one here. And the artery right next to it. Common carotid.
Do you see posterior auricular?
I don't know exactly where it starts, but this is certainly some of it here.
Yeah.
This might even be some as well. So at some point, that posterior auricular becomes external jugular. And that's it for this one.
No one is your hepatic proper.
Hepatic artery proper. And these blue veins. Hepatic veins. And it's sort of a white color here, this one. The blood going through it is going into the liver, right next to the arterial blood that's going through this artery here. Hepatic portal vein. So 2/3 of the blood coming in is hepatic portal vein blood, and 1/3 is hepatic artery proper blood. And you can tell this one's like twice the size of this one. And then the blood coming out of the liver is in the hepatic veins, which empties into what? What's this? Yep.
What?
Inferior. From here to here, all of this. Okay. And then this one. And then this one. And this one. Suprarenal vein. Right. And then these two. Renal artery and vein. Yeah. And this one. So now we've got the trunk and its branches. This doesn't want to stay together. So what branch is not shown that would go up this way?
Splenic.
Here's the spleen. So this is splenic.
Gastric.
Left gastric. Right. And then what's this? And then this is gastroduodenal. And then this would be hepatic proper. And then right gastric, it can come off of common. It can also come off of artery proper. You know, so this or this could be the right gastric, not sure. Yep. And then down here, this. But actually, both of these. Superior mesenteric artery and vein. Yep. And then down here, these. Common iliac artery and vein. How about these? Which you saw here. Here's the other side of them. Superior mesenteric artery and vein. And then the vein that's going across splenic. So which one's probably coming up and emptying into splenic right here? Inferior mesenteric. And then splenic and superior mesenteric come together and form, this is hepatic portal vein, right? Which eventually goes into the liver, right there. And then hepatic artery proper comes in right next to it. That's it. Vein. Right. Are you sending? No. So spleen's over here. Here's splenic artery. Here's splenic vein.
Hepatic
Here.
portal.
Go ahead. Say it.
Hepatic portal.
Hepatic portal vein is here. And then forming it, two vessels side by side. So this one is splenic, and then this one is. So then what's the artery right next to it? Superior mesenteric artery with the superior mesenteric vein. And then this one is inferior mesenteric vein, emptying into splenic vein. And these are renals. If we turn it around, what's this? Celiac trunk. And then there's a broken vessel. You see the little tear there? So what branch would come off of here and go this way?
Gastric.
Left gastric. And then this part of the trunk? That's the splenic branch. And this one? Common hepatic. Right, and on this model it's really short. And then you've got hepatic artery proper and gastroduodenal. And then coming off of proper, this little piece here, which is right gastric. Left gastric comes off of the celiac trunk, right? It's going to form a loop. And then right gastric either comes off of hepatic artery proper or common, and then it forms the other half of the loop. What are these two coming out from underneath the pancreas there?
Superior mesenteric.
Superior mesenteric artery and vein. Yep. So there's a number 11 here, and then a number 10. So this 11 starts out here, and it comes down, and the number 10 starts out here, and then that's where they meet, like right in the middle. So what's this one? Number 10. It sits like this. So this is left gastric artery, and then the number 11, right gastric. And then out here, gastroepiploics, not on your list. And this was from the quiz. So these two next to each other, and then they come up right here. Superior mesenteric artery and vein. And then this one, splenic, and then, so we got splenic, inferior mesenteric, superior mesenteric, all coming together to form hepatic portal vein. So this very short vessel here,
Celiac trunk.
the trunk, and then there's a branch that comes off here.
Your left gastric.
Okay, and then this one,
Common hepatic.
and okay, and then this one.
Your superior mesenteric.
Could you say it yourself so we have it recorded well?
I guess, but I already know them.
She means
Just
like,
say it louder.
Yeah,
What's this one? Anybody? I don't care. I'm quizzing. You can say it.
Superior mesenteric.
And this one?
Inferior mesenteric. Your right gonadal. Nope.
Right gonadal artery, and then next to it,
Your right gonadal vein.
and the right gonadal vein comes off of what?
Inferior vena cava.
Okay, and then this blue one here,
Renal.
and this one,
Your left gonadal.
and then the red one,
left gonadal artery.
Left gonadal.
and these ones going this way,
Lumbar.
lumbar arteries and veins. Here and here,
Common iliac.
common iliac, and then you see a branch comes off and goes down into the pelvic cavity. That branch is
Internal iliac.
internal iliac, and then out here.
External.
And then when they go through the inguinal canal, they come out as.
Oral.
Большой желтый круглый.
How about this one?
Suprarenal.
And the red?
Suprarenal artery.
So we have suprarenal veins and suprarenal artery.
And none of these models show the ascending veins, the lumbar ascending veins.
Nope. Only the circulatory tree.